Or is that?
No, it's afternoon already.
Yeah.
All right. Tamara just talked me through. So apparently we all had the wrong code, which I feel badly about, but it wasn't working for me. And I was trying a bunch of different ways, including my phone. And then till Tamara just called and said, there's another secret code. Is there anybody that I should send an email to?
Yeah, I think somebody should call Alan Perez.
Yeah.
He's the only other one I know that goes regularly.
Okay.
And he was in the rabbi's class at 11.
Yeah. Then,
Okay. I don't have his number. Does somebody want to call him?
Morris, do you have that in the directory?
Well, I had it on my phone, but it didn't answer. So let me try the directory here.
Okay. And I can send an email really quickly too.
I have Alan's number. I can call him.
Okay, we'll let Ed call.
What about Mike Weinstein?
Yeah.
I don't have his number either.
Let me
I
see
have
if
his
I have it.
email, so I'm just gonna.
I have it. Let me call him.
And we just all use the code from the website. It lists this class and it gives the code.
Okay, and of course in my efficiency, delete it, and I don't go to the other class, so anyway. Didn't,
Are you trying to get into Courtney's class, Alan? Are you trying to get into Courtney's class? Go back to the original.
The one on the website.
The one on the website. The
website calendar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Seriously? You're not in?
All right.
I'm gonna try to join from my computer because I think I'll have better audio. If
Okay.
that works.
Okay.
This meeting is being recorded.
Alan says that when he couldn't get in, he went left to do something else.
Okay.
Mike, it's Morris Applebaum calling. We're in the Hebrew class.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Website and get the code to join if you can join today. Take care. Bye-bye.
What had happened?
The new thing wasn't working. So, and she had some issues. So, we're getting there.
Did you call Alan Perez?
I called Alan.
Yeah.
He's got other things to do.
Yeah, he said that when he couldn't get in, he decided to go do something else. So he's not going to join us today.
Yeah, and I just sent an email to Janine. Oh, Janine, there you are.
I was going to say, we definitely have critical mass.
Yeah.
All right, you're good.
All right, Boker Tov. I think
You can get off your phone now because you've got an echo.
Oh,
Alan Perez is not in here. Let's see.
There you go.
Okay.
Perfect.
They talked to him already.
All right. Boker Tov, everybody. Apologies. I'm glad you all figured it out. Because I certainly didn't. Okay. I'm trying to now see a way that I could see everybody.
So are you on speaker view or gallery view?
There we go. I was on speaker view.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you.
go to gallery view.
All right. There we go. Can everybody hear me? I have a little bit of a cold, so.
Yes, we can.
Okay. So we are.
I think we left off on page 48. We finished 47. We did that matching.
Yes.
Really?
Okay. Does everybody want a quick review of how we kind of do the
Yes.
shortened version of possessives, or
Yes.
do we?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I'll take review of anything you want to give me.
Okay. And congratulations on doing the Devar, Barb. I saw that
Oh.
you. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so I am just going to go back to page 42. because I think it kind of gives the best indication of how this occurs. Okay, so we talk about how in English we use separate words such as to describe possessive pronoun, my, your, his, her. But possession can be shown in Hebrew by attaching special endings to nouns. As we talked about in modern spoken Hebrew, one might more typically say habayit sheli instead of beiti. But in writing in biblical Hebrew and sometimes in modern spoken Hebrew, we kind of make a contraction of what they're calling the base form. So the base form is the form of the noun to which endings are attached. And if you look on page 43, you would see that the word bait, the base form being kind of like almost like akin to the shoresh, which is the root, the bet, yud, taf. Okay, so you take that, they're the same letters of the noun, and the base form may be those of the original noun, or they may be different. As you saw in some words, you lose a yud, there's, or in words ending in hey, you add a taf just to give like a hard consonant for something to say. But the vowels of the base form, meaning the way that the pronoun is made, will remain the same. So the only possessive endings that we've learned so far for my, which is yud, words ending in yud, beiti, your, and we noticed that they follow the genderization, just like other adjectives do in Hebrew. So beit cha for your, for a masculine your house, like Morris's house. Beitech for Tamar's house, your house. Habayit, you're literally saying, if you're thinking it through, habayit shelach. So you're going to want to have the same ending as if you're saying shalach, your, or to Morris. Habayit shel cha. So we have the same matching ending. Habayit shelo becomes beito, again for his house, beito, with a vav, and we see vav not being pronounced with the v sound, but because there's a nikud, or the vowel on top, the o sound. Beit a.
So what does shell, like shalo, shali, shalach,
Okay.
what does that mean?
So shell literally means of. So when you say habayit shel Barb, you're saying the house of Barb, or if I wanted to say her house, habayit shela, and you notice you have the same her house, the same, so the house of her, basically, house of her. Habayit shelo, the house, bait shel Morris, his house, habayit shelo becomes beito. So you're literally saying shell, which is a root word. The word is spelled shin and then lamed, shell. It's a 2-letter word. Let's see if I can. And the word is like conjugated. Let's see if I can actually.
Courtney,
Yes.
so the top, there's no dot in it.
Shell.
So is it pronounced as a S or a T?
You mean when you're saying his house,
Yes.
it's a T. Beito.
Okay.
Beito. Yeah, taf is always going to be pronounced as a hard T sound, with or without the dot. And again, that dot, beito.
In the Sephardic pronunciation, it's always a hard T.
Yes, in the Sephardic pronunciation, that's right. Ashkenazis would say base. Yeah. beso. But that, right. But so it wouldn't be incorrect. Like if you were at an Orthodox temple in Brooklyn, and that's how my dad says it, beso. He says everything as a soft S, which is confusing because it's not how the letter is pronounced, but it is how Ashkenazi Orthodox religious speak, but not how it would actually sound in Biblical Hebrew or in modern spoken Hebrew.
Okay.
At the end of page 43, what I was just trying to explain is laid out a little more succinctly in bullet points. Notice that there is a masculine ending for your, when you're talking about something that belongs to a male, and a feminine ending for your. The masculine ending being cha, and the feminine ending being ech. The dot in the hey is part of the spelling of her ending. So when you are possessing something, and this is only in Biblical Hebrew, beta, you would, if you were using nikudot, which are vowels, you would put the dot in the hey. So, and the form cha, your, also appears as, so it isn't always pronounced as cha. Sometimes it's echa, like beitecha, visharecha, that kind of, so beitecha. So it just gives you like different ways to wrap your mouth around the word. So, so for now we've learned my, your, his and her, singular, because there's actually a your masculine, feminine, plural, just like there is, and there is a their masculine, feminine, their house, but we'll learn that in a later chapter, and we'll just focus now, but we'll just kind of remember that conjugation, remembering that for the most part, I is beti, like sheli, something that belongs, shel ani, basically of me, shel cha, of his, of yours, masculine, shelach, or in beitech, your house. Okay, beito, his house, beita. All right. And then, there's always the words that are unusual, like av, again, on page 45, because av is such a frequently found word, it is important to know that av conjugates differently. Avi, at the bottom of the page, avicha, avich, aviv. Instead of avio, aviv, the vav is given the hard sound. Avia, avia. When endings are attached to words that end in a hey, the soft hey, the hey is replaced by a taf. That's at the top of page 45. So one of the words that we'll see most commonly, Torah, when you talk about, and this is on the right side of the page, I'm reading the first column down under the word Torah, the base form being Torat, where we see the hey become a tav to give us that hard sound so that we can conjugate the ending and wrap our mouth around it. Torati, my Torah. Toratcha, your Torah to a man. Toratech, your Torah to a female. Torato, his Torah. Torata, her Torah. And we see the same conjugation if we go over to the next group of words with the word blessing, bracha, with the ending in the soft hey, the base forms becomes birkat, birkat. And we recognize that word from birkat mazon, for example, okay? My blessing, birchati. So anytime you have a soft hey at the end, and that will become something you just notice and become familiar with when there's a soft hey at the end. All right, so as Barb pointed out, we ended on page 48. I'm wondering almost if we should kind of review again, maybe at the top of page 48, before we go to rewriting sentences, because that gets really complicated. Maybe we should read a couple of sentences first. So page 48, number 3,
We didn't even
misparachat.
start those ones yet. Yeah.
Oh, we had it. Okay, all right. So
No,
I'm
we
almost
just finished
wondering-
47.
Okay, you know what I think we should do actually is review the very familiar words from 47, just so we hear ourselves saying them, so we recognize them going forward, and maybe it will, like, we'll make the connection when we're reading from the English. So let's go to the top of page 47. Exercise 1, translate the following Hebrew words. And I'm thinking maybe just because the number of students we have in the class, we'll go 1 and we'll have somebody do the whole line, okay, across. So under 1, misparachad 1,